I'm pretty sure this is their first home game, so I'm pretty sure the crowd will definitely be excited. I'm excited to go on the road, the group of guys that we have in our locker room, and compete. A great test for us. Cleveland has a very good team in all three phases, so just looking forward to going out there and competing.
Have you followed Baker's career much since you stopped being teammates with him? What have you thought of that?
I have not. I have not. I have respect for Baker, but I have not. I would be lying if I told you I've been following his career.
When you think about your one season there, what's memorable for you?
I mean, obviously it didn't end the way that I wanted to end, but I think I grew as a person during that year, dealing with adversity, also becoming more of a vocal leader than I had before. Up until that time, I mean, that team that we had in Cleveland in 18 was fairly young, so you had to find different ways to lead. And of course, at the time I was 28. I think I was like the third oldest on the team. So guys looked at me like it's the oldest guy or one of the older players. So more vocal at times, but it's tough to remember or it's tough to take away from that year. But more importantly, I think it was more on a personal side than it was actually football.
What are some thoughts about their defensive front?
I mean, they have one of the better fronts in the league. I mean, you have Myles Garrett, who's premier pass rusher. Clowney on the other end, who has played a number of downs in this league and still is a top pass rusher in this league as well. And that's just not two of them. They also have the two Maliks up front who do a very good job of pass rush or rushing the passer and getting after the quarterback as well too. So they have a feisty defense. We have to be clean in protection as well as in the run game. That was a sacred space. Can't tell those stories.
What stands out for the year you could spend with Baker?
Say that one more time.
What stands out with the time you could spend with
Just his growth over the year. I mean, obviously he was thrown into that position in week 3 after the Jets game or during the Jets game. Just to see his growth throughout that year was definitely impressive, and to see him endure some of the stuff that came up throughout the year with coach changes and different schemes. But he's done a great job of handling it, and he's done a great job for the team since then. And I know they're looking forward for him to have a big year this year.
What do you think makes Brandon able to adapt to so many quarterbacks, and you guys kind of seemingly develop a rapport pretty quickly?
I would say just being on the same page, talking through a lot of concepts, whether it's on the field, in the film room, texting each other, just constant communication of making sure we're seeing the defense from the same eye. That way when we go out and execute, we can be on the same page and react more so than thinking what one another's going to do. Trust it and react.
What do you think about Mark Ingram's personality and how, I don't know, excitable he is during the games, and what does that do for the team?
I was one of a kind. And we needed it in our locker room. We needed it at that position. His energy is unmatched, and he feeds off it as well too. And I think it just makes him the player that he is. I don't think we would want it differently. I love him as a player, and I love his energy and his passion, and it shows each and every day.
Tyra, you and Kirksey and Farrow, you all have your chance here.
T. Mitch.
T. Mitch. I mean, all you guys have. What do y'all think about reflecting on that time, meeting, getting that chance again, going back?
I mean, anytime you get a chance to play against your former team is definitely an opportunity. I mean, for you to showcase how you've progressed as a player. I mean, obviously those guys spent more time in Cleveland than I did. I was there for a year and started for 3 games, got hurt in the third one, and so everybody's story is different. I'm excited to go back. Yes, I am, but it's not about me. It's about our team here and us working hard throughout this week and us executing on Sunday. It's never about me or my feelings when it comes to going to play against previous teams. Yes, that is part of it, but I'm not going to make a big deal about it. It's about me executing at a high level this weekend as well as everyone else in the locker room.
What does it mean for you now than you were in 2018?
I think I'm much better. I think I've been able to obviously learn a lot from from that year, but also even the 2 years after that with the Chargers. Watching Phillip, how he prepared week in and week out, and even taking off season and preparing to become the starter last year, and even going into this year. I think I've definitely learned a lot and became a better player since then, and that's always the goal, to be better this year than the year you were before. And yeah, just continue to keep growing in that aspect.
What does it mean to you to have your offensive lineman, Justin Britt, say it's just something about you that makes him want to play hard and be right?
I could say the same for those guys up front. Those guys battle their tails off, play in and play out, and obviously they don't get the credit all the time because they're not the ones touching the ball. But none of what we do on the outside, whether it's in the passing game or the running game, can be done without those guys. It starts with them. We appreciate their effort, their physicality day in and day out, week in and week out, and we go as they go.
You know, Kohler was saying that since y'all were together in Buffalo, you've become a much better passer in the pocket. Like, how have you worked over the years to get to that where you think you are now?
I think just reps over time. I mean, obviously, the more you play the game, and the more opportunities you get to go against different defenses, you naturally get better, or you have opportunity to get better. And if you pay attention to the detail in that, then you can get better. Also, just think being a part of a couple different offenses since then has allowed me to just learn the game even more and also understand defenses. I would credit that more so to just pocket passing.
Do you have to fight the tendency to run?
No, I don't think so. Running always happens naturally when the pocket collapses. And that's sometimes, or more majority of the time, how the big plays happen from a quarterback standpoint. We have a ton of playmakers on the outside in the tight end position and the running back position as well too, where if you get those guys the ball and hit them in space, they can make plays for you. So yeah, it's never me fighting the urge to run. Those opportunities will come. I prefer to throw the ball though, for sure.
Do you notice anything different about this team after you get the first win? Maybe surprise a few people in the process?
In our locker room?
Yeah, just anything different, a little more swagger, anything like that after one win?
No, I think guys, no one's getting a big head. Guys are definitely confident in what they're capable of doing, but we also understand that we didn't play a perfect game. It's stuff to clean up, and that's what we're working on this week while getting ready for Cleveland. Yeah, as far as the swagger, I encourage that. I think it shows a confidence level that you have, but it's, like I said, it's still work to be done. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're putting one foot in front of the other, working hard each and every day, and just aiming to be the best person that we are to a man.
Go ahead, John. What do you think about Clowney and him playing opposite of Jared?
I think that's a very dynamic duo. Like I said, I'll spend a year with Miles and understand the type of player he is. And I played against Clowney and understand the type of player he is as well, too. So having those two guys, they're trying to be the first one to the quarterback, obviously. So for us this week, we're definitely going to have to handle those two in pass protection.
Sorry, David Culley was talking about when you play a team like Cleveland, you're facing a playoff caliber team. Obviously, it was in the playoffs. Do you look at this as a test? And obviously the Jaguars, that game's behind you. But now that you play a team like Cleveland, people are talking about as a playoff team. You look at this as kind of a measuring stick kind of game.
Yeah, each week is definitely going to create its own test. Obviously, these guys were in the playoffs last year, and they have a tremendous talent on their roster. Our standard is our standard each and every week, though. And for us to be the team that we have to be, we have to meet that standard, regardless of who we're playing.
Last two defenders wearing single-digit jerseys. Does it bother you at all?
No, it hasn't bothered me up until this point. I can see where if you get in the routine of making certain guys a mic or just declaring the defense, how it could jack you up. But once you watch film, you have a pretty good idea of who's who, what positions they're in. But it doesn't affect me.
Tyrod, how was this for you personally? Just kind of your journey going from, being the starter of Buffalo and things not going the way, like you said, the way you wanted to be in Cleveland. We all know how it ended with the Chargers. It seems different now. Like you're like the for sure leader right now, given just where you guys are with the team. What is it like? How different is it for you personally?
It's not different for me personally. Like I said, the standard is the standard, regardless. I come in each and every day, try to be the best player that I could be, and just try to lead in the best way possible. Ultimately, it's about getting the team to respond in a way that allows them to go out and play winning football on Sundays, and also getting myself prepared to go out and play winning football on Sundays. So, regardless of the year, regardless of the role, like I said, the standard is the standard.
Tyrod, you mentioned, you guys did not play a perfect game on Sunday. What do you think you need to do personally in order to carry that performance that you did have, clean up some things, and carry that into Sunday's game?
Just continue to be consistent. We've done a good job of staying in third and manageable, sustaining drives, but we, as a team or as an offense, we definitely could finish some of those drives better, and that's something that we're focusing on throughout the week.
Tyrod, did you hear from Deshaun after the game?
Yeah, I talked to him.
What do you have to say about it?
He congratulated me, told me good game. We seen each other the next day. I wished him a happy birthday. So,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Thank you. deal with the COVID? How does it affect you?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Cleveland. I thought we were talking about
We'll get
COVID.
there.
I dealt with COVID. It was like a mini vacation for me. No, I'm joking. But no, I had to battle through some sickness and, just kind of try to get well, try to find a way to like stay in shape and help the team any way I can when I had COVID. But I'm glad I'm over it. Hopefully I don't have to go through that again.
Was it a battle getting back into shape? Because as David Kelly said, you played throughout the game when you first came back.
Yeah, I did play through that game, but I found a way to like stay in shape, especially when I got it. I think I was sick for like a couple days and just went to a park and just started running, just try to stay in shape as much as I can.
What do you think about Clowney and Gary?
My man, see that's the OG right there. Like that's what I want to talk about. They're great players. We gotta come with our hard hats on and work. It's gonna be a battle for sure, but in the game plan we mixing up some things just to get them boys off track and the main thing is just stick with our game plan and just come and be ready to play.
What's it like for you to be ready for both of us?
I love the battle. Let's do it, man. You got to compete, and I think that's the best thing about being in the NFL is, you see great pass rushes every week, and you got to be ready to compete.
What do you like or think about his personality?
Man, a huge personality. You see this man every Sunday is a huge personality. He's a good dude too, man. He's a guy that's been in the league a long time, 11-year vet. So you want a guy like that around the locker room and somebody that just brings the energy to the table each and every single day. So it's good to have him around for sure.
What have you noticed about Titus? What is
He a dog. He a dog, and I'm glad he's next to me. Titus can play any position on the field, and I'm glad he's next to me though.
How did you notice him go to guard and not go
He made it seem like it was easy. Because I actually played guard my rookie year, and it was a battle for me. I had some good vets around me, but from coming to right tackle to guard, he made it seem like it was pretty easy. And he's doing very well, actually.
How much pride do you
One at a time. Come on.
How much pride do you take as offensive lineman keeping Tyrod so clean in the pocket that Sunday?
Man, we got to do it each and every week. That's our goal. I think that's the offensive line goal is just to keep the quarterback clean and untouched. He's kind of similar to Mark Ingram. He's a 11-year vet. He's a good dude, huge personality, and you want somebody like that around us 24/7, somebody in the locker room like that.
Did you say you ran a park?
Yeah, bro, I was running at a park. Like, bro, it was random parks. I just had to stay in shape. Like, it was bad. It was really
How
bad.
far was you running?
Bro, I run sprints, like 100-yard sprints.
A playground,
It was like kids out there. Like, I had to wear masks. Like, I'm out there swimming with the mask on.
Did anyone look at you weird?
Yeah, they did look at me weird. Like, what is he out there doing? But I had to stay in shape. It was tough. Aaron, what's up?
Think about the Cleveland game. Do you look at it as sort of a measuring stick? Obviously, the Jacksonville game behind you, you got the big league, but just to look at Cleveland as a playoff team.
I think, in my opinion, every team that we play is a playoff team. You just never know. And it is a measuring stick for us to see where we're at. But, like, we going in there and try to execute the game plan as much as we can and get it done, man.
How do you feel about your chemistry and kind of level of communication with Titus, given that you missed time during camp and stuff?
That's my boy. I feel like our communication is key right now between us two, especially him coming from right tackle to guard, and it helps with the relationship we have outside of football. It helps a lot because I can just call him and be like, "Yo, how you feel about this through technique?" or "How you feel about this set?" Like, our communication is key, and it's very well. It's working very well for us.
You like it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
David, on last week, Max sat in for you during this press conference. He said you got a chance to spend time with your family. How was that? Knowing, especially coming from COVID, knowing that you couldn't be around them being isolated from.
It's always good being around my family, man, and I'm glad they was in town.
What about Max sitting in for you? He said
I hope he can do a lot more.
Hey, Jeremy, you talked about protecting Tyrod for the upcoming game against Cleveland. What about the run blocker? What kind of challenges are going up against Cleveland in the run blocker?
Man, let's just execute and get it done. We treat the run game just like the pass game. We want to go in there, execute the game plan, and get it done.
How do you just your own self-evaluation, how you played on something? How would you evaluate the system?
I'm a tough critic on myself, so it's a lot of improvement for me. and I just want to keep improving in the run game and the pass game each and every week.
How do you how do you personally quiet the naysayers and things like that who has doubted this team coming into the season?
Man, let's keep putting on performances like we did last Sunday. That's the only thing we can do. Just shut up and work, man.
At what point do you feel like you're 100% or you still running playground?
I'm still getting there, man. Still getting there. You know, try to run sprints after practice.
Let me, when you think about your goals for the season, as a team, but also you individually, what are some things you'd like to establish in your own game this season as you get through?
I just want to improve as a player as much as I can be, and if that's the run game, pass game, screen game, being a leader, whatever it is, I just want to improve in every aspect. You know. Say it again one more time. Recognized for what? Oh, at the park? No, I did. No, I did not. Thank God I didn't. Thank God.
Hey, really quick, what does it say about you as a player? You know, you first came here in this training camp, and preseason with the Texans last year, there was no preseason. Then this year, you know, unfortunately, COVID in this preseason again, but it seems like you never missed a step.
No preseason cool with me. No, I'm just joking. You know, that's a huge step for me is becoming a vet in the NFL. You know, just know how to take care of my body and prepare for the games like I did this Sunday. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
play the Browns. It's a playoff caliber team.
Yeah.
That was in the playoffs. Do you look at it as a measuring stick game in any way, just after you move on from your first game?
I wouldn't necessarily say a measuring stick, but he's definitely right. You know, it's a playoff caliber team, very talented, and we look forward to going on the road and going to battle.
As you've kind of learned to play with so many different quarterbacks, is there anything you feel like you've learned about the process of how to go about establishing rapport with someone you spend more time on?
Yeah, at the end of the day, as a receiver, as the quarterback's the one that's throwing the ball and making those decisions. So my biggest thing is always figuring out what my quarterback likes and what he don't like, and try to mold my style into that.
With a new quarterback and also how much heavy personality you guys are playing, or at least in that first game, does it feel like you're in year 2 of the same system, or kind of like you're adapting to a new system?
I think every year you're adapting, regardless if you're on the same team or not. There's always going to be little nuances, and you just got to go with the flow.
Given the quarterbacks you've worked with, Brandon, what do you thought about how Tyrod has adapted to you guys?
I think he's done a great job. He's been in this league for a long time for a reason, and so I think he's done an unbelievable job with us receivers, tight ends, and back, just getting on the same page throughout this camp.
Whenever he leaves the pocket and you're kind of playing playground a little bit, I mean, how do you have that connection with him in those situations?
Practice makes perfect.
What do you like most about the offense? Last week, whenever Danny came in here, he talked about not just being an offensive line, talked about some of the freedom within the routes.
I think the biggest thing I love is just how everyone's touching the ball. You can't really just key in on one guy, because Tim Kelly, he does a great job of getting everyone the ball, and I think that helps out in many ways throughout the game.
You said after the game you felt like Tim was a more confident play caller this year. How do you see that?
I mean,
how does it kind of manifest itself, that confidence?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's just getting more used to calling the game. We got a year under his belt, like I said after the game. Having a year under your belt, I think gives you that confidence alone.
What's it like to play with Mark Ingram, and how would you describe his personality?
I love Mark. We played together for 3 years in New Orleans, and he has that same energy. He's going to bring it every single day. I mean, the guy's just a dog. I mean, playing this league for that long and as a running back, and still being able to get those yards out of the contact. He's a special player, but at the same time, he brings a lot of energy to this offense and to this locker room.
Is he always just hyped up?
Always. It's what you see is what you get in the locker room in private. He's always hyped up. Yeah.
What about being able to watch all 3 of your running backs score touchdowns this past?
I think that was special. Just like I said, we using everyone in this offense and everyone getting touches, and it was beautiful to see all those guys back there getting the end zone.
How surprised were you, because you all have a lot of first-year players on this team, how surprised were you to see all of you all come together and gel like that Sunday?
Not surprised at all, especially the camp that we've had throughout training camp and just sticking together and going to work together. Not shocked at all.
What did you like best about the way the offense played this season?
I would say the efficiency, just being able to sustain long drives. But with that being said, I think we also got to finish better as well.
Coach told us after the game that he liked the way that Nico fought in the run game and things like that. I know
Yeah.
that we talked about some of the veterans helping bring him along.
Absolutely.
What was sort of y'all's communication like after his first?
I think at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, he has a great point. I think all of us receivers understand, we have a job to do, not just in the pass game, but in the run game as well. And to see a young guy like that, buy in is being great. He's a great blocker, great route runner, great catcher. But we all understand that we got a job to do in the run game, too.
They're coming in saying that, putting that first victory behind and now looking forward to Cleveland. What have you seen on tape as far as the defense is concerned?
You talk about a defense that's flying around. You got those 2 edge rushers that's coming off the edge and that back end. Denzel, has been playing at a high level. Newsom, those guys back there in the safety position, Harrison and John Johnson. I played with John Johnson, so he has a knack for the ball. The guy's a great player, but we look forward to this matchup. But we got a lot of talent on that side of the ball.
Brandon, what do you remember about your battles in practice with John Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the injury that he brings into a defense, but his ball skills is crazy. I mean, you see that throughout the tape, when he was in L.A. So, I look forward to that, and But the guy's a great player, and look forward to the battle.
What would it mean to get a win on the road and open the season 2-0?
I think the biggest thing getting a win on the road would just be, great. It's our first time on the road together in a regular season game. To be able to bring that same energy that we have home on the road would be huge if we can come off with a win.
How does David Culley hold you guys accountable?
I think he does a great job. Obviously, we talk about the win, but we also got to focus on the things that we didn't do well. And so for him to be able to point those out throughout the meeting this week and after the game is huge because it keeps us on our toes as well. And you always great hearing it from your head coach. So.
What was the reaction from him when you got to give him the game ball?
Of course, he was happy, but I think he did it, for him, he's always on to the next, happy about the situation. Obviously, that's a milestone in his career. But, we got a lot of more football left. So it was kind of like, thank you, but let's keep going.
A lot was made about Deshaun not playing. You have Tyrod. But for you, does it matter who's back there? Is your mindset just I'm going to go out there and play football and compete at the highest level?
I mean, that's always going to be my mindset. That's been my mindset my whole career. Have a bunch of different quarterbacks, and at the end of the day, I know I can play. And just got to continue to focus on what I can do and do my job the best that I can, and let everything else take care of itself.
Last one. All set?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, have a good one. All right.